Hey, this is Brandon Figure. How are you doing? What I got in front of us is Mafex Steel. And now I know this is an old figure that has been released like last year or 2 years ago. I don't remember exactly. But he was already released like months ago. He's still available right now. Everywhere. He's available everywhere. So if you want him, you can still get him now. I want to review this guy because I got him on sale on BBTS for like around 60 bucks, and I could not pass that up, so I got it, and I have not reviewed him ever since, and it's kind of sad because it's a really great looking figure. It's beautiful. I like the box, and there's a text and barcode on the bottom, the pictures, and yeah, it's got pictures. It shows the accessories. I really like the Superman symbol. It gives you that nostalgia of Superman, like the return of Superman in the 90s. So yeah, let's get him out of the box and take a look. So I got him out of the box, and you can see that there's whatever this is, a hidden tag, the hidden tag, and then the figure and the accessories. So yeah, and he comes with a stand that you have to put together yourself, but he comes with the stand. So see the yellow S on the back, very nice. So anyway, let's get him out. You can see that he has wrappers in all of his joints. So I guess it's to prevent paint. So yeah, let's get those out. My first impression when I took the wrappers off is the body paint is absolutely gorgeous. It is so shiny, and it's at the correct color, and it's the size of it and kind of a weight of it. It's a little hefty compared to other Mafex figures. It's pretty nice. I really like that big S on his chest. Looks great. Okay, now let's see how he scales up with other action figures. This is my entire collection of Reign of Superman characters. It's missing Eradicator, yes. But I don't know if I should get that Mafex Eradicator. He's coming out this month, or he's already out now, and you can buy him now. But I think he's a little expensive right now, so I can't really afford him. Maybe someday I'll get him, and I have to make a choice between Superboy and Eradicator from Mafex, and I decided to keep the pre-order for Superboy. So yeah, I know I got him to stand by the really big figures, like, they're just out of scale compared to Steel. But a lot of people have been recommending Mafex Steel just because it's way better than this. And I get that, but I bought this guy just so he would scale with the 7-inch DC characters. So this is why I have two versions. I have one Mafex for the 6-inch scale, and this is the 6-inch scale Steel action figure, and this is a 7-inch scale Steel action figure. So it makes no sense that people are saying, oh, this is way better. Obviously, clearly, steel Mafex is way better. But this this guy is an option to have for your 7-inch collection. So I just don't understand why people are saying, oh, get this guy instead. Again, he is too small compared to 7-inch scale, you know? So anyway, there you have it. Out of scale with the 7-inch, it's not gonna work. Okay, now I'm gonna go over the articulation. This guy has a wired cape on all corners. So he has 1, 2, 3 wires in his cape. No wire on the collar area, but wires everything else. I'm not a fan of the wires on the bottom. I prefer them not to do that, but it's alright. You have to constantly bend it because the cape is so big. But it's nice. Good cloth cape. Now, onto the figure. Let's go with the head articulation. He looks up this far, which is very, very good. And he looks down this far, very, very, very good. And head tilt, insanely good. Wow. He has really good head articulation there. Let's take this off. You can see it has a bent bar between the two jointed balls, and there's a lot of range, obviously, and he has range in the neck area. As you can see, it moves here and then here. That's pretty far. It really moves a lot. It has a lot of range in the neck area right here. Now, let's put this head back on. And he turns all the way around, of course. And now, let's go over the shoulders. The shoulders go up this far, which is really good, especially with those giant pauldrons on his shoulders. And then he does a full 360. As you can see that it's connected, right? Let's look at the back part. You see the articulation. It's loose. You know, it's a loose joint over there, and it's loose for a reason, so you can freely move your arms around. So yeah, that's nice. And it's connected to here. That's pretty unique design. Now, yeah, it rotates all the way around. No restriction there. And what else? Oh, he's got butterfly joint, kind of. It's ball jointed in the shoulders, and it can go that far and then back about this far. So, yeah, it's not much range in that area. I think it's because of the pauldrons. As you can see, the pauldrons are preventing it. There's restriction in this area. So it will cause some scratching, so be careful with that. See, you can see that it's connected with, it's scratching on it already. It's not bad because it's plastic. It's not gonna experience any scratching or scraping of the paint, hopefully. So anyway, now the bicep swivel goes about this far and goes around, full 360. A little tight, but it's good. and double jointed elbows. Let's look at the other one. Okay, these two have pretty good, about the same range. This one has more range than this one. It's because of that, gauntlet area. The gauntlet or whatever you call that. So yeah, that's full 360, and and then ball jointed wrist balls, and notice that it's not painted like the rest of the figure. It's to avoid paint rub, so that's why they did that. They just tinted it in the color that's somewhat similar to the rest of the paint. So yeah, it has a swivel. It has a swivel, like full 360 swivel, and it has a hinge. So it goes this far, back a little further, forward, this far, which is very good. It's seamless too. And then now let's go over the chest. Chest arches back. I'm gonna do both. He arches back this far, which is really good. And crunches forward all the way forward this far, which is amazing. That is really good ab crunch. Really good ab crunch. And now side and side. So yeah. And this belt is loose. It's free floating in the front, but it's connected in the back. But this belt keeps floating upwards. I'm trying to push it down, maybe with a little bit of heat, or if I leave it out longer, then it will go down eventually. But it seems, yeah, I think it will eventually go down. So, yeah, it keeps going up. So anyway, now the thighs, he has drop down hips. So you can pull it down like this. It's a little tight. That it's very little. And his split is about this far, which is okay. He's not acrobatic like Captain America, so it's fine. Let me try again. Yeah, that's good enough. And then he has thigh swivel a little bit, goes inwards a little bit and outwards a little bit, and then he kicks back about this far. Yeah. And then kicks up. I'm going to push it down a little bit. I don't want to break the joint. So there's that. And then he kicks up about this far. I wouldn't go too far up because that would scrape the paint, because he has very beautiful paint application. So I would just take it easy on that. And the pelvis piece, it feels a little hard. So I would not kick up too much, because otherwise you'll cause a dent on the top of the thigh. Like literally it will happen to your figure, so just be careful with that. And now the knees. He kicks up this far and the knees go this far, which is good. Decent, good enough. And I find it interesting that they glued this piece and connected it to this side. So you can see that it's bending the cables here, which is really cool. That is cool. They put a lot of thought in this design, you know, with the pauldrons and the cable on the side of his legs. That is really cool, actually. I like that. And now, the feet. There's a full 360 swivel at the ankles. And then it kicks up this far. Wow, big bulky boots, and still the feet can go up this far. And then down this far, which is pretty good. And it's seamless too. So you don't really see a lot of gap going on. And then there's another one here, no gap in the front. So that's really good. And then and you see a little bit of gap here, but it's not too bad. And then there's ankle pivot. It goes this far and this far, this far. And now in toe hinges. And toe hinges goes up this far, which is very good. And so yeah, there you have it. That's the entire articulation. I think I got everything. Yeah. So yeah, it's really nice. It is super articulated, man. Crazy. Now I want to go over sculpt and paint. Starting with the head. This head sculpt is amazing. It's actually really well done. He looks really good. You can see a lot of gloss, you know, a lot of sheen going on all over the face. And it's not too much, you know what I mean? If it's too much, you can't see his face. So it's a good thing that they put a little bit of sheen. And now you can see his face a little better. And he's got wide eyes. And I like how this face is formed. So that's interesting. And he kind of has a skinny neck, but that is sacrificed for amazing head articulation. So it's actually really good. So that's the good news, because he can do a lot of very dynamic poses with that head articulation. And then there's the pauldrons, and he's got bolts on the pauldrons. It looks really good. And I really like the edge shield on this piece. And it has a slightly different color, different shade of color compared to the blue hue. And it looks like you can see that this one is more gray, and then this one is like sky blue, like light baby blue color. And it's got some shading on there too, along with some shine on it. I mean, they put a lot of love in the paint on this figure. It looks incredible. And he's got muscles, and you know, it looks really good, man. And great looking sculpted hands. And you can see these pieces, they're supposed to go inside the cables like that. But this freaking belt keeps floating upwards. It's kind of annoying. I have to come up with a way to, I mean, maybe a blow dryer will help bring this back down to normal. And then you can see some shading here. Not the gloss, it's the shading. You can see the shading there. And it has a different finish to it. And then they added the sheen, like they sprayed over it, I think. They sprayed the shine onto it to make it look more like a special kind of metal. So yeah, it looks really cool, man. It's actually insanely cool. And then there's the cables. And there's a difference between the hard plastic and then the softer one. that can be bent a little bit. So yeah, that's really nice detail there. And then the boots, they did a good job implementing the articulation joints without taking away the look of those boots, you know what I mean? Because you had those boots where they were just really thick and, you know, like almost like just really thick boots. And I think they did the best they could with this, and it works out, and I'm really happy that they did that. So it looks very clean too, and you can see there's clearly different color. So there's gray and then like a very light blue, gray and very light blue and red and white for the eyes and yellow on the back. And you can see the yellow as simple on the back, which is done well. It's very clean. And the proportion of this guy looks very much like a superhero. Broad shoulders, V-taper, long legs. That's exactly what a superhero is supposed to look like. It's like he jumped straight out of a comic book. It looks amazing, man. Mafex really did a good job on this figure. When it comes to sculpt and paint, the paint is like 10 out of 10. I don't know what else they could do better. I mean, they did everything right. There's no flaw when it comes to this. Seriously, none. The proportions look good. His musculature looks good. The paint looks good. The sculpt looks good. Really good articulation. Insane. It's just insane. Really, really, really good figure. Now, when it comes to accessories, this is what he has. He has the angry face, right? It looks really good. It's got some wash on the teeth, very subtle, but it's really clear and it's done so well. Really clean paint. And then there's the yelling head, which also looks great. And then there are the blast effects for the boots. And these are his hands. These are really nice spread of accessories. And not only that, but he also has a hammer that's a little taller than the figure itself. So that's really nice. It's very clean. It's got a clean paint application. A little bit blue hue on the rod. And this is more silver on the hammer. Now I want to put together parts. And this, how do you put this on is you take this apart in the middle. There's a little peg inside in the middle of the rod of the hammer. So you take this off and you see that little peg right there. And it's very tight, so be careful when you handle the thing. So, and you put this rod inside the hand, like this, and then you put the other rod on the other end, like this. There. And then you put it together. And you have to make sure you need to watch for the wrist pegs. Right? They are very small and very tight. So just be very careful when you handle this thing. So you put this together and there you have it. It slides right on. Okay, there you have it. And now he's holding that hammer. And you can move that hammer around a little bit. It's a little pain to pose around because it's so, it's so straight, and it's kind of difficult to do with really hard, really tight wrist pegs. I will loosen these up with silicone shock oil, just so they're not so tight, so that way it's more fun to handle the thing around. Right now it's really tight, so just be careful when handling the, see, you can easily pop this thing off because it's so tight. And I'm kind of scared to post this thing around with two hands. So yeah, there's that. And then you put the flash effect for the boots. Put it underneath. There's the hole that's smaller. There's the hole that's smaller right here. And a bigger hole. Small peg, bigger peg. You push it in like so. And there you have it. He's flying. And then you get him flying like this. Insanely cool, man. Let's do some poses. My opinion about this figure is that it looks absolutely beautiful. It's really well done. And it's really, like, honestly, it is flawless, basically. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, really. Not only that, but the articulation is insane for a character like this guy. He is a big dude. I mean, okay. In this video, it looks like he's skinny, but trust me, he is not. He looks and feels like a unit of a character, and he's got a very superheroic physique going on. It looks absolutely awesome in hand. He's got a gritting teeth expression, and then yelling expression, and the neutral expression, and it's a ton of hands. I mean, there's not much I would add or improve this figure at all. I mean, if there is one action figure that I would never customize, it would be this guy. He is perfect in every way, and there's nothing I would fix. It's just insane. Really well done. And do I think it is worth it? Well, that depends. He is really cool. If you decide to just buy this guy, that's it, and no one else, that would be probably worth it, because he's kind of expensive. But if you decide to collect, kind of like a completionist, and you want to collect the entire all four Superman clones, or whatever you want to call them, then that would be a little more expensive. I mean, that would be really expensive. And that would make it like the Return of Superman collection, and it's really expensive. It's actually a really good figure. I didn't even think it's a good figure until I handled the thing. You have to completely take the figure out of the box and handle it. Then you'll see why it is so great. Also, I want to add that I do like this character quite a bit. I think I kind of like him better than the other Supermen. Not not better than Superman himself, but better than the other clones or copycats. And I think he's really cool because he reminds me of Batman, you know, someone who has no powers. So he has no powers, and he's able to, you know, put on an outfit like an Iron Man outfit and put a cape on and be more like Superman, you know, like a Superman replacement. And he is inspired by Superman, right? And he's the only one in all four, you know, with Cyborg Superman, Superboy, and Eradicator. He is the only one who does not have Superman's DNA. And he still managed to be a superhero, a Superman replacement. And that's really interesting to me. Don't you think? Well, anyway, thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Hope everything goes well with you this month. And stay warm. Take care.